Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would ask the staff to bring up exhibit number 7 on the screen. And while we're waiting for that, there it is. Yeah, Director Ashe, on February 14th, 2013, President Obama said, quote, "This is the most transparent administration in history. Every law we pass and every rule we implement, we put online for everyone to see," end quote. Now, what is up there is a document that was provided as a result of our subpoena from your office. Can you interpret what that says?
What you're saying is a redacted document covered by the subpoena. That was, I believe that was a document that was produced in response to a FOIA request and not in response to the committee's subpoena.
Okay, either way, whether it's a FOIA request or a subpoena, what does that tell us? You're not going to answer? Does it tell us anything?
What do you want to know, Congressman?
Well, we've provided numerous requests, both FOIA and subpoena. The subpoena was issued March 11th, 10 months after the committee sent its initial document request. So we sent FOIA requests. Then we sent, as I understand it, a subpoena. And again, this is the kind of non-information that we're receiving. Now, when the chairman asked you, you said that, and correct me if I'm wrong about this, but I'm sensing that you said this was not your decision to be non-responsive. Was that decision above you, someone above you in the Interior Department?
My response was that I'm not the one who is making determinations about redactions. The job of the Fish and Wildlife Service in the case of these all-document requests is to produce documents that we believe are responsive, and then that has to go through a process of review, and that involves,
But as director, you're obviously at the top of that bureaucracy, unless someone ahead of you, that is above you, in the chain of command in the Department of Interior. So my question is that final decision made by someone above you?
The decisions about redactions are made through a process of review at many levels between the Fish and Wildlife Service and the Department of the Interior.
Somebody has to make the final decision. Someone has to make the final call. And so we sent FOIA request. It's non-responsive. You've already admitted that even to the subpoena, you've been non-responsive. You say that it wasn't your decision, and you're diffusing it with this idea of that it's a huge bureaucracy out there. Somebody has to finally, at the end of the day, make the call. All I'm asking is that person above you in the Interior Department bureaucracy?
When I send the committee documents, and when I respond to a request, from the committee, I'm responsible for any redactions or exclusions that are in the documents. These redactions were not responsive to the committee. These redactions were responsive to a FOIA request that came from a non-congressional responder. We provided that to the committee as a courtesy.
Right, but let me correct you on something. That's right. This came as a FOIA request to the public, but then we requested in the subpoena to have this information, and we're still being refused to receive it.
And as I said, Mr. Fleming, I think I have made superhuman efforts, as have my law enforcement agents and my agency in general, to respond to the subpoena. The time that you gave me to respond to that subpoena is completely unreasonable. We cannot physically respond.
I'm running out of time, so let me jump in here. So really what I'm hearing today is that you're unresponsive to the questions about the unresponsiveness of both the subpoena and the FOIA request. Are you claiming executive privilege?
I'm not claiming anything.
You're not asserting executive privilege. Well then, can you explain to this committee why you should not be held in contempt?
Again,
Congress.
Congressman, I am not a lawyer. And so I guess contempt is an issue that the committee will have to judge, based upon its own advice and interpretation. What I would say to you again is I have a personal record with this committee and with the Congress as a whole. As I said in my opening statement, I make myself available. I have never refused a request from this committee. I have never refused a request from any member of this committee or this body to come up here and meet and provide information and be responsive.
I'm running out of time, but just to respond to that, yes, you've never refused to come up and speak with us, but you and your department is obviously refusing to give the information that Congress and the American people are entitled to, and with that, I yield back.